Okay, what if I told you that right now, in an era where human attention is literally the most valuable currency on Earth, one company didn't just build a streaming service, they engineered a global addiction machine. Think about it for a second. Our attention is mined, it's packaged, and it's sold every single day. But today in this explainer, we're going to peel back the curtain on a $200 billion empire that absolutely perfected this art. We're looking straight at the data, the psychology, and the hidden mechanics to understand exactly how they rewrote the way we spend our time. Let's break down the Netflix trap.
So, the CEO of Netflix once made this truly shocking admission. He flat out said that their biggest competitor isn't Disney. It's not HBO, Amazon. Nope, it's sleep. Just let that sink in. We are talking about a massive tech company openly admitting that their main rival is a fundamental, non-negotiable biological human need. Right? They aren't just fighting for your entertainment budget, they are actively at war with your body's requirement to rest. But, to understand how a company gets to the point where they view a biological function as a market competitor to be defeated, we gotta go back to the very beginning.
Section 1, the $40 origin story. Now, a fun fact for you, Netflix was basically born out of pure annoyance. Founder Reed Hastings got hit with a $40 late fee for returning a VHS copy of Apollo 13 to his local video store, and that single painful moment of frustration sparked an entire empire.
And this illustrates a really brilliant shift in philosophy. On one side, you had the old Titan Blockbuster. Think about the friction there. You had to drive to the store, cross your fingers your movie was in stock, and you were always stressed about getting punished with fees if you forgot to rewind or kept it too long. They were in the business of charging fees. But then, on the other side, you have Netflix. They realized early on that people don't actually want a library of choices that comes with anxiety. They want solutions. So by removing all that friction, Netflix completely changed the game. Instead of penalizing us, they started mapping our behavior to sell something way more profound: time well spent. Section 2. The algorithm of control. Let's look at how they went from mailing DVDs and red envelopes into a highly sophisticated technological engine designed to curate your reality. $1 million. Now, what's really fascinating here is the massive Netflix prize. They offered this huge cash reward to literally anyone in the world who could improve their recommendation algorithm by just 10%. Thousands of engineers and data scientists competed. But why would a measly 10% be worth $1 million? Because in the attention economy, a 10% better recommendation means millions upon millions of extra hours of human attention captured and monetized. They weren't just building a suggestion box, they were building a digital mirror.
And to build that mirror, they track incredibly hyper-specific behavioral metrics. We're talking pause patterns, rewind speeds, and the exact second you stop watching a show. Think about why that matters. If they know exactly when millions of people get bored and turn off a program, they can mathematically engineer future shows to remove those specific dull moments before they even film them. A slightly crazy fact is that they even track how the weather in your specific zip code impacts what you watch on a rainy Tuesday. They're proving they know your daily habits way better than you know them yourself. Section 3. The dopamine loop. This is where the business model completely transformed, starting with the pivotal 2013 release of House of Cards.
They dropped the entire season at once, and critics literally called this corporate suicide. For decades, TV relied entirely on weekly anticipation, right? You watch, you debate at the water cooler for a week, and wait. Why on earth would you give away all your premium content in one single day? Well, history called it a revolution. By completely removing that wait factor between episodes, they shattered the old network model and changed global media consumption forever.
So, the crucial point here is that you aren't just watching a show anymore. You're caught in an engineered dopamine loop. By removing the friction of waiting, they hijacked our brain's natural reward system. Picture this, you're on the couch, the dramatic credits roll, and boom, a 5-second countdown timer pops up for the next episode. You don't have to do a thing. In fact, making the physical choice to grab the remote and hit stop is actually harder than just sitting there and letting it play. They transformed passive entertainment into a high-stakes endurance sport, designed specifically to keep you immobilized and totally hooked. Section 4. The final trap. Today, this streaming service has escalated far beyond a nice-to-have luxury into a foundational pillar of human existence.
And the crazy part? The trap is only expanding. They're pivoting into entirely new frontiers like live events and diving headfirst into gaming. Why gaming? Because video games demand even higher active engagement than passive watching. They're building a massive walled digital garden so that no matter what kind of downtime you want, you never actually have to leave their platform. Every single facet of your relaxation is captured and monetized. Which brings us to a really provocative question to end this explainer on.
as this $200 billion machine continues to grow and analyze every second of our behavior? Are we truly the masters of our entertainment, or are we just nodes in their massive data set? Take a second and really think about your own habits. Ask yourself, what was the one show that managed to keep you up until 3 a.m.? Keep that in mind the next time the algorithm perfectly predicts your weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and keep questioning the systems designed to capture your attention.